Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Spending time all alone, songs through the phone, dreaming of a better home, while focused on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the brujas let this last.
I don't know if the earth is painted blue.
That was the great sounds of Watson with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, E.Z. BlueZ is in the building. Easy BlueZ, you are better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us today on Behind the Brand?
Ladies and gentlemen, with the current war that we are in society, there is one thing and one thing only that is truly the ammunition that we need to move forward, and that is knowledge. That is having such an open mind that you are willing to walk into every single community and learn and grow and be that sponge to rise up and rise together. That is the most important thing. And our next guest provides that knowledge for all and make sure those that have been silenced can be heard. And for that, it is absolutely incredible that this amazing entrepreneur has blessed us with their presence and the ability to tell their story. Put your hands together, not if you're driving. If you're driving, you keep your hands at 10 and 2 because we don't want any accidents, all right? But mentally, you can put your hands together for the owner of BAMN Books, Nyzae. How are you today? Welcome to the show.
I'm well. Thank you guys for having me. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So, for those who don't know, what exactly is BAMN Books? Let's start there.
BAMN Books is my business that I created back in 2021. I'm a mobile bookstore based in New Haven. So I basically deliver books, I order books and ship predominantly Black literature to people all over. I make deliveries to everyone in New Haven and the surrounding areas. And yeah, it's been pretty great so far.
What made you start the company?
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Same question. So it worked out well.
Oh, all right. What made me start?
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting home during COVID, as we all were. And, you know, I was just really doing some soul searching, trying to figure out, you know, what exactly I wanted to do with my life since I had all that time. And books were just like always my thing, something that I resonated with, something that I loved. And I was always just like the person sharing my books with, you know, with my friends and family. So, you know, I just came up with the idea of safely delivering books to people while they were at home. And I wanted to provide the kind of books that you typically wouldn't see in a regular bookstore, like that radical thinking literature, the biographies, the novels that, you know, are kind of somewhat intimidating to others, but I think very much needed in society and in the homes of people and in their minds and their hearts. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to do something and give back to my community. So books is what it was.
Which books are these? What particular books that you bring out to your customers? What makes a BAMN book?
So let me start off by saying that BAM is an acronym for by any means necessary, which was inspired by Malcolm X and Nina Simone because they pretty much coined the term. So the books that I provide are a scope of literature, you know, from Angela Davis to Malcolm X to Huey P. Newton, Marcus Garvey, Ralph Ellison, Langston Hughes, like a lot of impactful voices who I feel challenged not just the authority, but like the social structure of the times that they were in, and basically tried to be a moral compass for society and try and show, the generation another way outside of capitalism and, whatnot, war, poverty.
Was it very difficult going just door to door in 2021 because a lot of stuff was just starting to open up, but people were still scared just because coronavirus? Was it a little difficult at first?
Not really, because I started out so small that I was generally just, giving books to people, that were familiar with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very cautious, mask up, hey, text, I'm outside. Here's the book. I was only accepting like not cash, but like card payments or, online payments at that time. So it was definitely an experience, but it was pretty good, I feel.
Easy Blues, you got something to put in?
Well, no, what's really, I actually had the opportunity to meet you and see your incredible part of your incredible collection, because we only had a small
thank
table.
you.
At the State House for Adrian Jefferson's cultural equity talk,
which was amazing.
I was going to say the same thing. And what really sparked my interest is, we'll say technically your generation is more of the digital aspect, and how really you hold true to being able to hold that book in your hand. And there's something about the smell of a brand new book.
There's nothing like it.
Right?
That's how I feel.
And so it's incredible to see that. And it's also incredible because there are a lot of people that won't necessarily dig what you're doing, or will say that there's an X, Y, and Z because of their own motives, and they can feel how they want to feel. No one can tell another human being how to feel. But the fact that you're out there every single day and you're grinding, the fact that no matter what, you took a time, and look, we've said COVID has been the blessing and the curse. It has folded a bunch of businesses, but it has also given the opportunity, for something like this show, or being able to do the online books and different things like that. As you're continuing to grow through, do you think that you'll have a brick and mortar, or are you comfortable just being like that literary superhero? Because that's what you are.
Oh, thank you. A brick and mortar is definitely, I'd say like a dream of mine. But right now I'm happy being mobilized in the streets. Like, I'm meeting so many people, I'm seeing different places, and I feel like it's like the most hands-on grounding work that I've been able to do in a long time. And maybe, who knows, like maybe I'll keep branching out. I'll go to different states. I'll go to different colleges and, interact with different people. And, we'll have great conversation about the things that are, going on, and hopefully organize and mobilize and, get things done. At least, be able to dream collectively and talk about the problems that, that are going on now. And I think books will generate that conversation.
Definitely. And I 100% feel the same way, because when you do challenge yourself to look at different perspectives, different opinions, and really try to get to know someone else's struggle, that's when you can truly at least have a better understanding of where they're coming from. What was the book that inspired it all for you? What was the book that's like, I'm going to be an avid reader? Let's start there. We're going to use these books to chapter your life to now. Yeah, we're going way back. We're jumping.
The book that started it all.
88 in the DeLorean. Yeah, the book that started it all.
Okay. I've always had a love for reading. I I think my middle school librarian kind of like, you know, catered to my love for reading. So I was in the library like every day as a kid. But I think the book that I gravitated towards the most was probably The Skin I'm In, Sharon Flake, or yeah, I'd probably say that one. I was probably maybe 10, 11 when I read that. And it was like such a profound piece of literature. Even then, I have all my younger cousins read it. It's a pretty good book. So, but the book that I would say kind of made me want to share this book with the world was probably Assata Shakur's autobiography, Assata. I think that's one of the most amazing biographies written, and her story is so profound and inspiring. So that's the book that, you know, I just wanted to say, yeah, read this book. Here, take it. What about you guys? Any favorite books? Or what are you guys reading?
Man.
Are you these days?
Well, it's interesting because I've actually switched over to doing Audible just because I do so much on a regular basis. I just
Audible's
finished up the Che Guevara book, which I thought was amazing. And I'm in the process. I also finished the Gene Wilder book, and I'm currently listening to the Fred Rogers. Which is so good. Fred Rogers book is it already made me cry 3 times.
Che Guevara, was it guerrilla warfare?
No, it was actually hold on, let me look at my Audible. I believe it was Che Guevara.
Okay, the biography.
Yeah.
That book is thick.
Yeah, like 22 hours.
Yeah, wow.
22 hours of listening. Yes. It's interesting because go ahead, boss.
No. I don't want to interrupt. I hate interrupting people, so you go right ahead.
Oh yeah, no. Well, it's interesting because, you know, being a creative, you go back to those moments, and you know, it was some of those initial stories that as a kid that sparks the idea to create. And it's now that you can, you know, translate where you have the Audible and different things like that, you can constantly move forward, but there's still something about sitting in that hammock or sitting on that porch, you know, sipping on a little bit of tea,
annotating, highlighting, you know.
It's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, I love every aspect of the reading purpose. Now, Prestige, what's the big one for you?
I don't have a big one, but I'm looking through the catalog right now, and one that interests me is An Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health.
That one,
that really sparks my interest.
Yeah, that one's awesome. I read that. Really insightful.
Yeah, and the Angela Davis book actually sparks my interest too. Freedom is a constant struggle. So you have a lot of good topics, a lot of good variety right here in your list for your website. Absolutely. Do you aspire to have your own store in the foreseeable future?
I do, soon, but I'm not really in a rush.
I don't blame you.
I'm still like
start slow.
That's so much bills, you know.
Yeah.
Utility bills, so much. I really have fun just being out in the streets. So
and when easy, am I right? The best salesman is door to door.
Well, look. Okay, first of all, a door to door salesperson. So you don't really understand. Like when you're actually going door to door, you're taking your life in your hands. You know, you have to be ready for every single situation and every sort of negative that could pop up. You know, I've done door to door sales where I was selling a concept. You know, like the idea to go to a restaurant to get a discount coupon. And there's some people who pulled a shotgun on me. Other people thought I was there to collect money. You know.
Scary.
Yeah, so it's a different type of aspect, but it also helps you connect more with your community, and it helps you connect more with the audience that's out there. You know, now because I'm a huge fan of children's books, and I know that it is it's a little sad that the BIPOC community's children's authors are not as highlighted as they
Yeah.
should be. Are you doing anything specific to help highlight that? Rock and roll, what you do?
I definitely do want to get into children's books, but right now, it's just adult literature for now.
Right.
Because while children are the future, I think that right now, as I'm getting older and my peers are getting older, I think it's up to us to create a safe space and an inhabitable world for the children. So we have to get on the ball ourselves, you know? So that's where my mission is, to educate everyone as much as I can right now. And, you know, just to be there talking to them and, you know, just promoting the type of literature that I feel, not just myself, but, you know, that others, you know, will gravitate towards.
Gravitate towards WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City made, EZ BlueZ is in the building. By any means necessary is with us on Behind the Brand. Nyzae, any events that you have coming up for your promotion, for your website, just coming out there in the next couple weeks or very soon?
Yeah, so yesterday I was at the Folk Fest yesterday. That was pretty darn cool. Upcoming events, I will be at a block party.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't have like my events all organized right now.
It's definitely okay.
I definitely do post them. So people will be able to find me. Very soon, I will be posting some more events.
Tell us about the Folk Fest. What was your experience like?
It was very cool. A very unique crowd. The music was very enjoyable. I learned about the history of the fiddle, which was new to me. And I just got to interact with a bunch of people, kind of talk about books, new and old.
Right.
We talked about Alice Walker and the genius behind her mind with this lovely woman. And yeah, it's always just so much fun. People get very excited to see books, which is refreshing to me because they're like, oh my goodness, books, you know? And, you know, it's always a great feeling.
Books is definitely therapy, especially reading.
Yeah.
No matter what topic or whatever genre that you like, there's always something for everybody when it comes to literature as well too. EZ was talking earlier in the broadcast about Audible and different stuff that he likes through that platform. Have you ever were interested in going that route for your direction?
Definitely. I get asked about Audible a lot. You know, a lot of people are always on the go and prefer to listen to, you know, what they want to read because it's easier to digest.
Right.
I do, but right now I'm still stuck on the hand books. But very soon I do want to get the Audible in. But right now I'm still focusing on paperbacks and hardcovers.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that one bit. But EZ, I do see the finger up. Say what you're about to say.
All I was going to say is if you are going to dive in.
Soon. I got you soon. Soon come with the Audible.
But what really I want to say, you know, if you are going to go down the Audible route, I happen to know somebody with a very amazing silk tone that would be great for recording books. His name's Prestige. He's on the show right now. Y'all should talk because I think that'd be awesome. That dude's got a great tone, and he should be reading books on a regular basis. I'm just saying, you know.
Thanks for the tip.
I don't want to scare anybody with my voice, EZ. I got that little deep monster.
You ain't scaring nobody, bro. Your
Are you afraid of the dark voice?
Like
I don't want it to happen. I ain't trying to scare anybody with my voice right now. It's not about me.
I could definitely hear your voice on an Audible.
I do, and I do appreciate it. But have you inspired just any other people who want to go into your route when it comes to the entrepreneur that's in your blood?
Well, I get that from my mom. My mom
Oh,
is
awesome.
she is. So I watch her. She motivates me. Um, but as far as I know, it's been literally like what do you call it? Like a butterfly effect.
Okay.
When you see someone doing something and that inspires you to do something else. Like I have little cousins who are now making T-shirts, making candles. So, it's really great to see that people wanting to get up and do something that they love to do and, make money on their own accord, on their own time, and, just be free thinkers.
True. True. This is definitely true. Well, easy. You are more the salesman than me. Can you stand by that?
No, it really it comes down to it that no matter what, and this is another reason why, I really wanted to get you on the show, because the more people who see this interview,
Mhm.
and really this interview is, yes, to people so that they can tune into your what you do and support your business, and make sure you're jumping on all the social medias, make sure you get those orders in, but it's really for that next generation. It is for, that little girl who might have had a rough week in middle school
Yeah.
and turns on the news and gets beaten down, and believes the lie that they're less than. But then they flip on, say, Facebook, and they see you, someone they can 100% relate to because of your youth,
Mhm.
because of who you are as a human being, because of your ancestors. You have that connection. So I think you are actually influencing a lot more than you think you are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive, the people who buy some of your books will take that to their daughter or their grandchildren, and
Yeah.
you're a story beyond just being a merchant. And I hope you
Thank
know
you.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah, I go out here and I just try to do my best
Mhm.
to really serve people the best that I can with something positive. I want to give out something positive to the community. And, I just hope that people will really receive that.
No,
So,
no, definitely, and it comes across, and it comes across in volumes. I mean, look, I know, being a musician out here, how hard it is even to get acknowledged for that folk fest that you got a
mm,
table at. That's a
yeah,
huge accomplishment. You know
thank
what
you.
I
Yeah.
mean? They had the private event at the State House, with Adrian Jefferson, that we continue to talk about. You were there. You were at that moment. You were invited to that table.
Yeah. I
So there's a
appreciate all the
lot.
people who opened the doors for me to be able to share their space and be inclusive and, allow me to, bring my books in and share that with everyone. It's a great feeling.
Also, give yourself the credit. You keep shying away from giving yourself credit
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'm trying to get you to see. You're like, yes, people see wonderful things in me. It's amazing. No, it's because you're doing wonderful things yourself, and
Thank
own that. Like, you don't got to
Yeah.
be cocky about it, but know, that you're a little bit of, you know,
Oh my God, a
for
freeze frame.
Yeah,
radio. I'll
Well,
say you're a little bit of a BAMF that runs BAM books. That's all I'm saying.
thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
no, easy. I didn't want to interrupt, but I know you were going in and out just a little bit. Nyzae, how hard is it to get all those paperbacks?
It's a little expensive,
I believe.
but yeah, trying to fulfill like a whole order. Um, but it's okay. I mostly order in before I have like a huge event. And typically what people will do is like if I have something out of stock, I
Hmm.
can just specifically ship it to their home
Mhm.
or just hey, I'll catch you when I catch you and then I'll give you the book. But also people also have recommendations and, I'll say, hey, I can definitely get that in for you and I'll ship it to their house, which is easy, not really a wait besides the shipping time.
Has anyone ever recommended authors for you?
Yeah, I love customer recommendations. It's great. I get like a lot of books that I'm not even familiar with. So I think the last book that was recommended to me was one by it was a Kwame Ture book, one that I had not heard of. He is a revolutionary Pan-Africanist educator, and yeah, I'm always looking for new books to pass to everyone else. So that was I love getting recommendations.
Who are some of your favorite authors?
Mine, I love anything that Alice Walker writes. The Color Purple is one of my favorite novels ever. I love her essays, everything. My favorite novelist is a Spanish writer by the name of Carlos Ruiz Zafón. He's an amazing novelist. He's amazing. My favorite book written by him is Shadow of the Wind. If you ever want to read that, highly recommended.
Without spoiling anything, what's Shadow of the Wind about?
I wouldn't be able to even do it justice. The synopsis is like
No,
a
Lord.
story in a story within a story, but the characters are so real and beautifully colorful, and he just put his soul into the book. I can't really describe it that well. It's really about a young boy who finds a book. His father owns a bookshop. He finds a book, and he is now the keeper of that book. And someone's actually trying to burn that book and all the books written by that author. And it's a big mystery wrapped with a twist of romance and doomed love, and it's a thriller. It's everything.
With do you believe paperbacks will ever die? Do you think everything is going to be audible very soon, just with the future coming, everything being on the go?
That's been some talk, but I don't think so. As long as there are people who really love books and are collectors and are also passionate about it, I don't see the industry dying. I really don't. Libraries will always be there. I hope so.
Right.
Bookstores. I know, a lot of people were concerned about small bookstores, but I think they're really making a comeback.
Especially now. And do you think coronavirus helped that in a way? Because people appreciated what they had, just with being so much time away, just like from like the actual world. People were more to themselves. People were more reading books. People were more, sticking more to the traditional things of life during that time of quarantine. Do you think quarantine helped with paperbacks and with little small bookstores, people appreciating just the little stuff in life that's really big in a way?
I can't speak for everyone. I know that was, for me.
Right.
I know a lot of people are probably on their phones, trying to find like some sort of human connection, interaction. But I also do think a lot of people, did go back to books to creativity, to storytelling, and trying to get something out of that too, hopefully.
My partner in Crime Easy Blues mentioned children's books earlier in the show. Do you ever think of going to another avenue? You ever think of having poetry within your catalog?
Oh, I do have a few poetry and stuff.
Okay.
I do have a few. You probably won't see them online, but I don't necessarily have all my books online because I'm always like on the go.
Okay.
Which is bad. I should have everything online, but I'm mostly like outside.
Who am I to say it's your business?
Yeah, I'm mostly outside. So,
you do what you want.
People will be, walking by, and I'll have like a a surprise, new collections out there. Like I have some poetry by Bell Hooks, Alice Walker. I have some Langston Hughes, but you know, that's something that I will have occasionally with me.
Easy Blues. I see the finger up. What you about to say,
Yeah.
brother?
Well, no, I just to go off a little bit of what you guys were talking about kind of the resurgence of the small business, especially in the bookstore aspect. I think it's the same thing as per music, because distribution is no longer singular.
Oh,
Did I freeze again?
No,
you're
Okay.
good.
you're good.
You know, yeah, no, distribution is no longer singular because you have, you know, online, you can distribute anywhere in the world. Yes, you have the shipping charges that have to be paid, but that can be negotiated into the price. And I think that has been a really, really big aspect of some of these smaller businesses having that second or third act. And I think it's amazing because we're finally taking power back. Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? How long have you been doing the talk show, your radio show?
Bringing 2 years easy.
Yeah,
years?
this is we're 2 years. We are 2 years in with this
2
one.
years and change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been an incredible experience because we get to tell these stories, and everything really does break down to stories.
Yeah.
You are an extension, you know, and I love the fact that your vision is so beautifully singular, but also very universal. If
Thank
that
you.
makes any sense at all.
It does. I get that.
All right, cool. I want to make sure. You know, as you're growing and you're pushing forward, you know, anything that we can ever do, we've got you.
I
You know,
appreciate
because you are part of our community now more than anything else, and we are big and we are wild and we are crazy, but we also support the heck out of each other. You know, have you thought about also changing up a little bit of like where you're having your tables? Like I know we just had Homeboy Sandman at the State House last night. Phenomenal show. You having a merch table there, I think it would have made so much sense. You know, so you know, have you thought about branching out that way, or are you kind of cool with where you're headed?
I'm willing to go any direction that presents itself, as long as it makes sense and basically presents itself. I'm open to, you know, going to schools, to events, anywhere where people would welcome books, really.
Right.
I want to, you know, get to campuses and outside my community more, but also, you know, keep in touch base with them too.
That's a perfect answer. I was like, all right, cool. I covered everything we asked. That never happens.
Nyzae, I love your customer appreciation posts on your Instagram. It definitely shows back to the people that really appreciate you and support you.
I appreciate them, and I just want to also like just show what people are reading. You see people reading, then more people are like, hey, you know, maybe I should, you know, try that book out too. You know, it's just, you know, promoting literacy, getting people to see how cool people read too, you know. Books are cool.
Books are definitely cool. Your thoughts on Charlemagne the God as an author?
He is surprisingly a well writer. Like I was surprised. He's very funny and he writes very well. I read Black Privilege, and I also read Shook One, and he's just as funny in the book as he is, like, you know, on the talk show or in person. He didn't leave out his sense of humor, which was very refreshing. And he tells a lot of his background and how he came to, you know, be in the position where he is now. Are you a fan?
I am a fan of Charlemagne. I love his craziness. It's just really weird to see him as an author and just like express more of his feelings. But I kind of get a little feeling that he'd be a great author as well too, because he always talks about his mental health. He always talks about writing stuff down as therapy, and he just definitely wants to share his world.
He's into publishing too, if you didn't know.
Yeah,
he
he's definitely doing a lot. He's
Yeah.
definitely a man of all trades. One book that I want to mention is Live from Death Row, about the former Black Panther member. Just your thoughts on that book, and how did it make you feel when you read it?
Mumia Abu-Jamal is the author of of that book, and reading his story and catching up on his whole case. It's very disheartening. I know that happens to like a lot of Black men in the country, and especially with someone of the Black Panthers. They're political prisoners and they're locked up because of their beliefs. And he is still incarcerated to this day. He's no longer on death row, but he's still incarcerated. And I think if, more people knew about his situation and his writing and the work that he's done and his goals, we could kind of like get together more to have that conversation. And we just have to do what we can to, it's Black August. Black August is a month to educate ourselves on political prisoners and revolutionaries. And he himself is a revolutionary and should be released compassionately. So yeah, big ups to Live on Death Row, and a very good read.
Black August. Now, how long has Black August been around? It's the first time I'm hearing about this.
It was started in the prisons in LA. Are you familiar with George Jackson?
I'm not, unfortunately. Tell me.
George Jackson was also a political prisoner, and he was killed in prison. And he was also very much, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought.
No, I understand.
He was associated with Angela Davis, and she had to go on the run because of the situation with George Jackson, with guns being in her name, and the situation where his younger brother tried to free the Soledad brothers. He was a part of a group called the Soledad brothers, who were accused of murdering a prison guard. So while he was already in jail for a crime, they were accused of murdering a prison guard. And his younger brother, Jonathan, tried to get the Soledad brothers released by bringing guns into a courthouse and kidnapping people in the courthouse. But he was killed, and a few of the other captures were killed as well. And Angela Davis, I'm sorry, was charged with conspiracy and whatnot for providing those guns.
I just don't want to get charged by Harry on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island Raised, Elm City made, EZ BlueZ is in the building on Behind the Brand. Nyzae, I'm very sorry to interrupt you. Go right ahead. My apologies.
You're good.
But I didn't mean to lose the train of thought. It's a very hard topic to talk about anyway, but I do see you having a lot of fun at the Juneteenth Festival. Tell me about that experience, just promoting your whole brand over there.
Oh, the Juneteenth Festival was that was my first time there. I wasn't aware that we had an annual Juneteenth Festival until then, because for me, like a lot of other people, we aren't used to really celebrating Juneteenth. We've always celebrated the 4th of July. So I want to say we started celebrating Juneteenth maybe about 2-3 years ago. Which a lot of people know is a celebration of freedom, when the last slaves were told they were free in Texas. So I was able to go to the event, sell some books, meet a whole bunch of other business owners, vendors, And it was good vibes, good energy. Met a lot of people, great conversation. It was a good time. I also think they had one of the descendants of Harriet Tubman there.
Wow.
I think like her great niece or something, her great niece, something like that. I'm not sure.
Any stories she shared with you?
I wasn't really by the stage. So
Okay.
I was like far out back, but I know she was there, and there was a lot of good music, a lot of dancing. It was very nice to be amongst, you know, people celebrating something positive.
How great did it see other Black businesses besides yourself just coming together and just networking and just promoting their product out there? How enriching was that?
Very. I've been seeing like a lot of that lately. People throwing Black Wall Street festivals and everyone kind of just getting together, just wanting to see other people of color and Black people thrive. You know, historically, we haven't, up until recently, had like as many thriving businesses in the community, because we are like basically more of consumers than business owners. But that's starting to change. And I love to see people networking together and coming, you know, bringing ideas and collaborating together. It's very amazing thing to see.
Easy. Anything you want to contribute?
I love the conversation, and I think it's absolutely incredible. And this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. Representation is so important, so important that more people see you out at all of these events. You know, so they, you know, have that understanding that you can go from a consumer to a business owner, but also still hold true your values. You know, a lot of people think business owner and they automatically turn into the monopoly guy with the little eyepiece and, you know, trying to tie people down to train tracks, make sure they get their money. You know, you have such an incredible social conscience with what you do.
Thank you.
How are you able to manage that while still going through this massively capitalistic society?
It's
Tough
a good
question.
Yeah. I try to be as honest with my customers and myself as possible. And I try to stay very, what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic as possible. I don't want to lose sight of why I started this, which is to educate about the African diaspora and to bring people closer together. So I try to remain as close to that as I can, while also trying to make a little money to feed myself. But yeah, I try to stick close to my roots and yeah, keep that in mind.
Fair enough.
No, definitely. And you know, for maybe those people that'll try to take this into a different narrative, I will just straight out say it. Anyone can buy from you.
Anyone, yeah.
Anyone can buy from you. Like, inclusivity means everyone's included.
Everyone.
You know, and you know, you're sitting here and you're making incredible steps for inclusivity. That means everyone's included, so everyone can buy from you.
It's not just like, you know, Black problems. It's everyone's problem. Climate change, prison abolition, policing. It's everyone's problem. So we all have to take part in that and, you know, be responsible for ourselves and our community. That's something that we have to really, you know, start doing. And I think, you know, reading about it, learning about it, and talking about it is what's important. So everyone.
Absolutely. Nyzae, we only have so much time left for this broadcast. This is going to be a two-part question.
Okay.
First, just give any advice to anybody who wants to go a similar path in your journey when it comes to, you know, just your profession, just with the whole, you know, by any means necessary website, if they want to start their own website and launch something. And the final part is just promoting yourself. Just telling people about your social media, where to contact you, and just anything you got coming up in the future, just promoting your brand. So go right ahead.
Okay. The first part.
The advice you'd like to give to somebody who wants to go into your path.
Okay. Yep. To basically bring your passion into whatever you're doing is one advice that I would give, because you are different from anyone else. You are original. You have your own ideas. Don't try to be like everyone else, is what I would say. Go in with your own ideas, stay in your own lane, and, you know, keep pushing. You know, things get hard, but it's the longevity that makes it all worth it. And also I'd say, keep a clear head and good energy around you, and as well as be mindful of the people that you're surrounded with. And yeah, I don't really have much advice.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, you just started out. You had all the success so far. Easy Blues and I wish you many success, and
Thank
you know,
you.
the upcoming future. And just lastly, just promote your social media, where to find you, and, you know, anything you got coming up.
You can find me on Facebook at BAMN Books LLC. My Instagram is _BAMN Books. You can check out my website at bamnbooks.net. What else? And contact me at 203-994-6511 for any book inquiries and questions.
Easy. Anything you want to say before we go off?
I honestly just wanted to thank you again. One, not only for coming on the show, but for doing what you're doing, for being that representation that is needed for the generations that are coming. And I love everything you do, and I wish nothing but the best for you. And anything you do need from us, you know how to contact us. You know, we'll see about getting you into some weird music situations.
I would love that.
With that merch booth. Oh, you say that now. You say that now.
Here for all the weird situations. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I wish you guys nothing but success, and
thank you so much.
You know, amazing shows.
Definitely. Nyzae, thank you for By Any Means Necessary on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. This is Behind the Brand, myself, Prestige, and Easy Blues.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Spending time all alone, sending my songs to the phone, dreaming of a better home, while focused on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the brujas let this last.
I don't know if the earth is painted blue. I don't know if that's really you. I wanna go outside. I wanna go outside.
So many folks I've had to ghost, negative ones the most. The seconds wasted, never returned. I'm spaceship dreaming of landing home. I'm not alone.
Even though we all die, the one thing